Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Jond Games here, and today I'm going to be outlining all the things that are new and updated in the Minecraft Pixelmon and Kanto map version 1.7. So let's go ahead and get started with the first little changes. The first changes can be found over here in the Pokemon Center, where if you walk inside, God, take me forever, really. If you walk inside, you're going to see something pretty new on the walls. These are some custom maps that I've added, and this is actually pretty forward-thinking whenever 1.7 comes out. These will all be connected, but for now, you just have four obviously separated maps that are just kind of chilling on the wall, and if you look closely, it's Kanto, but there's like these annoying gaps. I don't know, 1.7 will come out and that'll look nicer, but for now you can just tell where you can go in the region and just kind of help a little bit just the new players that don't really know their way around Kanto, or people that haven't played it in years, so little something to help them too. Another couple little changes and tweaks can be found right here in the Pokemon Mart, and one of the first things you can probably notice whenever you step in here now is there's somebody watching you. But he has a good reason. He's looking to actually trade you some Apricorns for some Pokeballs. So the way that this works is this is a custom villager, and this is basically, he works like Kurt would. He takes Apricorns and gives you a finished ball. And if you scroll over here, I've been messing a lot with strings and all that, so you actually have a description of the actual balls that you'll be trading for, so that way you can actually see what they do prior to actually buying them. So, and then the way that this works, you need to find the Apricorns now in the wild. You can't just buy them. This used to be that wall. You actually have to go out and find them and grow them and whatnot, which is kind of easy around the world, because I think, if I remember correctly, there's like 7 or 8 of every single type scattered around the world. So you're not going to be hard pressed to find Apricorns, and if you actually have some in your inventory, this would be a good way to go. But what you need to do, if you notice, if you try and trade with him, he requires a cooked Apricorn of any kind, and the way that you actually need to do this is you have to buy coal, and the furnace is kind of optional. There's a little trick to getting around that, but you don't really need a furnace per se. What you do need though is coal, and also if you go over here, you'll notice that there's a little furnace right behind him. And then you can just cook your Apricorns or whatever and cook them right by him. Just keep them in there or something. So yeah, and as well as the little Apricorn guy down there, I've also made some updates to the Premier Ball system. So before, it was kind of confusing. You had to have like a certain level to actually get a Premier Ball, and I don't know, it just didn't work very well. But the way that I've upgraded it now is I've added in little randomizers that I also use underneath the game center in Saffron City. So same kind of technology there. Basically, the concept of this is for the regular Pokeball, it doesn't have an image there, but you'll get the point. If there's a Pokeball here, you're only going to get a 1 in 9 chance of getting a Premier Ball, only because it's the cheapest one. If you go Great Ball, you're going to get a better percentage chance. You'll get 2 out of 9, and if you go Ultra Ball, you'll get 1 out of 3. So your chances go better each and every time up through those 3, and yeah, it's just something a little cool that you can do with the Premier Ball system and the randomizers. So let's go ahead and show you this last item here that's really significant. There's now a saddle added in at an impossible level, and it's so impossible I didn't even put in command blocks. I don't even think you can get to those levels, but I didn't even bother putting in command blocks right next to here. That's where it should have been, but it's not even there. So don't even bother trying to get a saddle from there, because basically the way that is working out is I am going to show you right now. So if I fly on over to Saffron City, and you'll also know I got some custom lore and tags for all those for the HMs as well. So they give you a brief description on what they do and when you can use them, etc. And if we fly on over to Saffron City and I go over here, you can see that there is now horses in the little bike area that's you could get a bike in for the game. And so the way that this works, obviously there are horses here and you can try and ride them, but they'll just throw you off. And even if you do manage to Why did you climb back there? If you do manage to actually get one to be friendly, you still don't have a saddle, and that's where actually the mart would come in handy. But alas, since it's impossible to actually buy it from the guy, it's basically the same kind of thing. There is a bunch of saddles in Vermilion City. I'm not going to go like show you which building, but they are in Vermilion City, and if you want to find them and then bring them back up here as if you were bringing up a voucher, you could do that, and then get your own horse. And yeah, I think this would be a lot more effective than just riding pigs on a saddle down cycling road. These are a little bit faster. Also, one little thing to wrap up here in Cerulean City. If you remember the house that is basically exploded because of a Team Rocket terrorist attack or something like that. I don't remember the exact wording of how this happened, but you know, this exploded building. Now you can actually find the TM Dick inside there, so pretty cool, and just a little something for the people that stroll by here. So first person to get it, there's only one there, but yeah, something a little neat. Probably the only real terrain difference that has been done for this update has been right over here. I went to the side of Cerulean City, and now I'm near the Dark Cave, or whatever it's called, Rock Tunnel, I believe. Yep, Rock Tunnel. And over here I've put in a tree that now keeps people from just going in there and into Lavender Town and just completely off-roading without having the HM cut, because if you actually do that, you're going to be very, very lost. So little something there to help keep people on track. Through the command blocks that are right by the spawn area, I've added a few more commands that'll be toggled every minute or so. So this one keeps it peaceful, that one's from a previous update, but this one right here, adding an effect to everybody, and you'll notice, if you're familiar with the status IDs, 10 is regeneration, and level 5 makes it impossible for anybody to kill you for really any reason. And this one is 65 seconds just to ensure that you're going to keep regeneration for the full cycle. And so the way that I did that, I just added the 65 there so it wouldn't spam up the console. It wouldn't be one of these basic commands that just spam the console every time it's activated. So, and then another one right here is the weather clear. Now by default it should never rain here. I don't know if that'll affect the Pokemon catchability, but I figured it was just something that was annoying and that I could address, so I got rid of it. Before I go through the last couple of updates, I wanted to just show you guys this. This is a chest right at the beginning of this, and this is keeping all of my little items that I want to make sure stay in my inventory and not accidentally clear. This is what the HM lore and all that looks like, as well as with the shiny new name, HM1 cut, HM2 fly, and as well as HM3 surf. The rest of these are purely just stuff I have planned later for down the road, so these are just like kind of concepts at this point. So yeah, and then as well as that, there's also a Saffron Gate pass, and that is basically something that I'm going to show you now. So the way that Saffron's gates now work, instead of teleporting you away, now it's basically impossible for you to get through without like hacking down the walls or something. So if we go over to the gate here, you can see it's clearly not open, and if I try and walk through, it's not gonna work. There's no way for me to really get through this with the 1.5 hitbox of the walls. If I go onto the other side, we can actually show you the whole deal though. Alright, so I wasn't supposed to activate that, but as you can see, the guard is now talking, and he's going to say some messages that are going to kind of hint you to what you're supposed to do, as well as just right-clicking on him, you can actually see what you're supposed to do. You need to get a water bottle, and then you're going to get a gate pass, and the way that you find this water bottle is it's in the top of the Celadon Center, and that's the way you get it and trade it to him, and then you'll get one of these passes. So I can't just automatically quickly grab one of these, but any old paper will do. And then I'll show you guys what it'll actually happen. So if I go ahead and just put paper in my inventory, it doesn't seem to do much if you trade it. But if you walk over to like this side of it, it'll clear it from your inventory, and then it'll just open right here. And boom, you can just walk on through. And so the way that this works, I actually have some bare bones set up over here. So let me just skip on over to there. This is what the whole underside of the Saffron Gates now looks like, and it's a lot more precise and just kind of organized than the previous one was. You can see that this is the guard speech, and then there's a clock under here that tests for people, and yeah, it basically is just keeping this clock going. And the way that you actually like turn off this little speech clock is to have that paper, because whenever this whole mechanism is activated and the gate will actually swap the blocks from the fence to the wool, what'll happen there is it'll mute this, so that way the guard is never going to speak again about you having to bring him a drink. So that's the way that that works. Let me just show you so you can see a little. Let me throw it on the ground so that way you can actually see the redstone in work. So if the guard is already in mid-speech and then it clears it from your inventory, then it'll actually keep going, but once it clears it from your inventory, it's not going to, and I've already adjusted it. It worked over there, as you saw. This is more like a kind of beta version. I had to fine tune it a little bit in each of the ones over there, but this is just like the basic looks of it and the basic concept. It'll stop the clock over there. That'll prevent it from like cycling through again and all that. So yeah, and now let's go on over to our final update. So the final update for this has been with the gyms and the completed area more specifically. Over here you can see that pretty much everything looks the same from here, but you can also notice there aren't really any chests like there were before. Basically what has changed is I took out those chests and pretty much just automated everything and put it over here. So now every single time, even if you've defeated a gym before, you're going to get a gym badge for it. And also you're going to get a TM, but that's only if you are the first person to complete a gym. You can't get a TM over and over and over again. So the first person to actually get the gym done will get the custom TM, and it'll teleport you to your respective city. So if I go ahead and just pop into here, let me break the teleporter command real quick just so I don't poof away. And also let me just make a little space in my inventory. If I just jump down here, boom, I got me a boulder badge, and I also got me rock tomb. But if you'll notice, you can jump and get a second boulder badge, because there's some dispensers that are just in the wall here. Just pretty much hidden, but you'll notice that you're not going to get another TM, and so that's basically what's going on with that. And it kind of works like this, since these command blocks down here actually what get you into the Elite Four and like past the gates. These badges really have nothing to do with it. So if you guys just want to collect stacks upon stacks of Boulder and Cerulean Cascade badges, feel free, but they're not going to be much good. So now this is just going to ensure that everybody gets a badge and keeps it fair like that. So yeah, that basically wraps up all of the things that I had to talk about for the 1.7 update. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Fall into here, you'll activate the tripwire and get teleported into this little area here, in which you can make your little decisions on whether or not you want it to have day or night cycled or whatever. So it'll tell you if you do or if you don't. And then let me go ahead, turn some stuff off. Let's see what happens if I turn this on. Whoosh, that sound effect, bro.